Hello, my friends. I just want to tell you all, I just want to come to you all with a friendly reminder is to just pursue something and stay in constant motion in spite of all the bullshit that you may be facing. One of the best things that you can have going for you is momentum. And you truly know you have momentum when you find yourself in a position that isn't quite that different from yesteryear, but you still feel upbeat, you know, in ways that you couldn't quite explain. But the fact of the matter is, even though we may be results oriented and may have our mindset fixated on the end goal, if you can find a way to fall in love with the hunt, anything after that is playing with house money, which I feel like I am currently doing at this moment, where you feel like no one can stop you but you. And also you start to realize that that was the case all along. You just you cut yourself short with your expectations and your entitlement and your ignorance and your arrogance. And in your arrogance, you convince yourself to stay ignorant because, oh, I'm smart. Oh, I know the answer to this. I know the answer to that. Oh, I know how to do this. I know my life is going to be shit. I can see how this day is going to go. You know, but the more you learn, the more you know what you don't know. So, if it's fair to say that you don't know how you could possibly become a big success, then you can't be definite that you are going to fail. Otherwise, you're cheating yourself in one facet or the other. So, you must be clear in knowing that, sure, the future is a mystery and it could go either way, but in this present moment, which is all that we truly do have, we can focus on the best move to make. I mean, at this given moment, I mean, it's really that simple, but we make a mountain out of what's to come. We make a mountain out of everything, and we never really give ourselves the chance to even start, man. You sit around waiting for everything to be perfect, and that opportunity will never come. Or when it does come, you be years down the road, and you be none the wiser. You know. But I think that you should start wherever you are, instead of just looking out yonder, looking out into the Facebook world or what have you, and you see other people getting it. It's not because they were chosen, ahead of you or anything like that, man. Oftentimes it's just because we immerse ourselves in the process. We immerse ourselves in anything that we may be chasing, and the more we immerse ourselves in any particular craft, the more people just want to come out of the woodworks and help us get there. It's actually really that fucking simple. And when you start to get signs of what can help you get from A to Z to yada yada yada, and you understand the sacrifices that you have to make, it becomes a no-brainer. And once you make those sacrifices and you start swaying away from the habits of old that led you into the dark places that you found yourself in, and you will see that you will be in a different bracket of sorts, a different state of mind, a different fate. And again, it brings me back to that word momentum. And when you do have it, you be a fool to break it. And I'm sure a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy because I practice semen retention. And what man wouldn't want to have an orgasm when he's having sex? I mean, might as well not have sex, you know? But it's empowering, and I have all the energy in the world, and I have all the creative energy in the world, and I can out-create a lot of people, and I have put together a lot of material. There's no coincidence. I seem to be at my best when it comes to creating, when I retain from certain things, when I said retain, I meant abstain, but when I deprive myself of certain things. So when I was fasting, I was extremely creative. And now that I maintain my most powerful fluids, I'm damn near unbeatable. I can work all day if I want to. And I would prefer to do such a thing knowing that there's a lot of opportunity out here and I am making a way for myself. You know, without a boss. I am my own boss. That's the way it was supposed to be. Looking back at who I was as a child when I was creative. When I found myself in solitude a lot, creating scenarios out of thin air. And there's nothing different in my adult life. I am not to be told what to do. I can take instructions, but I am not to be told what to do. And my dreams are so much bigger than the egos of my peers or anyone around me. I don't have to settle. Nobody can convince me to fill out a job application. That's where I'm at in life. I finally reached a point where I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel like I'm missing out filling out a job application. For example, guys, there's nothing wrong with having a job. Okay, I forgot where I was. But anyway, I'll find... Oh yeah, job applications and shit. There's no longer a need for me to do such a thing because I found a way to earn on my own accord. And even if I feel like this is something that the well may run dry on, I have no way of knowing. I'm not going to talk myself out of any opportunity. I'm covering my ass anyway. I'm in a position to take risk. And when you plan with house money, you take risk. It's really that fucking simple. That when you're playing with house money, you take risks. When you're playing with your money, you do desperate ass shit. You know? Nothing seems like the right decision except for that one fucking thing that can do you in. Because it looks like a quick fix. Or a quick flip, I should say. But when you find a way to earn, even if your way to earn is a 9 to 5, you build around that. Then, in a sense, I guess that would be your house money. You know? And you use the proceeds from that which you make money from, and you let that money make you money, just like you let the ideas that you learn mingle with the other ideas that you learn. They connect, they make other ideas. It goes on and on and on. We call it compound interest. And things that apply to any particular thing applies to other aspects of life. So just as there's compound interest with money, there's compound interest of the mind. Just like you can fight physically with somebody, you can fight physically in your mind. So it was very, very imperative that if there's a certain thing that you want, you have to see how it applies to the mind. So if you want to be a rich man, you want to be a rich woman, and you don't want to sell your soul, or if you don't want to sell pussy, or even if you want to, I don't care. But you gotta find a way to be rich in the mind. So, how do you find your way to be rich in the mind? And by the way, I'm going to say this for the billionth time because I say it every day, pretty much, is that it's no coincidence that the top CEOs in the world read about 50 books a fucking year. It makes a difference. It changes your paradigm. It opens the world for you. And the more you see, the more options you have. This is plain and simple. Find a way to set yourself up to really do what you want. Yep. That's the way to go. And once you get there, it's hard to go back to old ways. It's hard to practice lower level shit. You can't. It's hard to make excuses for small talk and talking about, oh, did you see the Grammys? Oh, did you see the Oscars? Or, oh, Kardashian. I mean, well, see, I find myself talking about the Kardashians now because here I am right now. But basically, outside of this, they don't really get too much of my attention. They don't get my money, because I don't really give a fuck about what they got going on, man. I'm worried about what I got going on. And people can be so easily moved by what's placed in front of them that they lose sight of what's meaningful. And I'm always chasing out after what's meaningful and what's right to me. And if you do that, you will find that in the long run, you will be rewarded for that. It may not be instant in this world of instant gratification, and it may not be instant, but still worth it. And here we are now. You see a lot of people finding themselves in trouble because of how they were living in closed, behind closed curtains. You see, so who you are behind closed curtains will find a way to manifest. It will find a way, like a rose of sorts, will find a way to maneuver even through concrete. So if you are a person of upstanding character behind closed doors, what do you think is going to happen when the light shines on you? They have nothing on you. And then in a sense, you're like a Mr. Rogers of sorts, Mr. Rogers creeped a lot of people out because, he was so genuine that you kind of had to fucking question it. Like, is he fucking creepy or is he really just this kind of a person? And it isn't until you start to put more and more good into the world that you realize that that's actually very much doable and is actually a goal. It's actually a goal, man. I realized that as an adult. It's okay to be innocent. Like, you're not trying to hurt anybody. You're trying to put more into this world. And I don't know. It's just like the more you give, even things might be a little bit tight. The more you have to expand on. And, it just kind of reminded me of earlier when I thought that I was going to go out to get something to eat, but it was so packed in this particular restaurant that I pretty much did nothing but go up there and then drive right back to my grandma's house. But something that happened during that trip may have been my reason for going there in the first place. And so I could do something uncomfortable, which is a part of chasing dreams. And that uncomfortable thing I did was, give a certain amount of money to a stranger, more than I'm usually comfortable with. But I just have an abundance mindset, and money has been flowing to me like in pretty decent numbers. It's such a humbling feeling, and I just wanted to share that with somebody, and just glad that I got to. And as I was making the decision to do that, I was like, wow, so you're taking on a bigger responsibility than you've ever taken on before. So to take on a bigger responsibility, that would mean that you would have to expand. You would have to be a bigger producer, bigger creator, have more to offer, which would align, like, this is why I understand why a lot of big businesses don't have to pay taxes, is because they are given opportunities. And I believe in giving opportunities and just helping people. You know, just putting on a little bit of hope, man. You never know where hope can take you. Okay, Nick, patience. Never let dreams die because they don't come today. Absolutely. But while you are in this moment, you figure out, you know, the best thing that you can do to keep you in the game, man. That's why I encourage people to pull out the chessboard and learn how to play chess and just play. Because it's all about staying in the game and just choosing your moves wisely, learning through trial and error. I mean, it's really that fucking simple. Life is going to go by. That's a guarantee. So, you know, if you're gonna fall forward, and knowing that time is gonna go by, you just, you know, you do what's best. And yeah, keep giving, even if it's uncomfortable. Even if you feel like you're giving to a homeless person who's gonna buy drugs and shit like that. Once you give money to a person, it's beyond you what that person does with it. But your karma is already set in stone. Now it's not that quick or simple where I give this person $5. I know I'm gonna get $25 by the end of this day. It could work like that, but you shouldn't even be expecting it. You should give out the kindness of your heart and understand that you have an abundance mindset. You know, any amount that you choose to give out shouldn't cause anxiety. Just do it. Just do it because it feels right. Do it because that voice inside you told you that's the right thing to do. Part of chasing your dreams is helping other people realize what theirs are. Helping other people feed their children. You know, and just being charitable, altruistic, and softening the load for others, even if that may mean you may have to take something on the chin. Certain people are meant to just take things on the chin. Certain people are just meant to survive in such a way and can thrive in such a way to where they can help other people. I mean, that's just the way to go, man. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. You know, when you lie, it lowers your self-esteem, and I try not to put myself in a position where I got a lot of homeless people say I don't have no fucking money, because that's not something I would want to attract. Yeah, I play chess pretty much every day. I've been fucking seriously busy lately, so I've been playing chess mentally. That's the thing. You play chess enough, when you find yourself laying down, you know, to go to sleep or something, all of a sudden you see a bunch of chess moves in your head, quite literally, and it's just like you apply it to your life, and you understand the difference that it makes. Definitely want to make a thinking man out of you. But if I had to get straight to the point, because I'm talking more than I would usually choose to talk in any given moment, but is to have conversations with yourself and be weird and be young and be youthful and be everything society wouldn't want you to be, because it will force them to look up. Force them to look up. Don't you know it hurts people's necks to look up, so they would choose to look forward, even look down. You know? Oh, how do we envy those birds? You know, we look up, or if we look up and the sun is too fucking bright, we have no problem looking down. And the people that love us so much, they would love for us to be down to eye level, where we can be safe in their eyes, and never adventurous, never something to marvel at, even though when they cut on the television, they always come to this realization that there's something magnificent on the other side of it. Oh, such a great singer, so beautiful, nice dress. Oh, I like this person's opinion, but we have celebrities in our everyday life, in the shadows, working in silence, because that's what success is. Success is silent, my friends. And I will stop this right here because I have a lot of material to put out. I have books coming out very soon. I also want to release my podcast on the same day, a full season. Don't know if I will do that, but I want to. It's very much doable. All right, take care.